Thought I'd start off my channel by introducing myself. My name is Bob. I live in Georgia. I'm a career electrician. I do more electronics nowadays than I do electrical work. I'm a do-it-yourselfer kind of person. If I need a roof on my house, I usually do it myself. Painting, I do those things myself. If you visited my Facebook page, you'll see some Volkswagens on there. I'm into air-cooled Volkswagens. I have a 64 Beetle that's in my shop that we'll probably see some videos about restoring and doing some repair on that, rust repair, painting, reassembly, that kind of thing. And I also have a 70 bus that we camp in quite a bit and travel around, go to shows and hang out and things like that. But mainly this channel is going to be about an HO scale layout. It's called the Fulton line, and it's a proto-Lance layout that is based on an industrial area west of Atlanta that was built in the 60s, maybe the late 50s, early 60s. It's 55 miles of track. It's serviced by Norfolk Southern and CSX, which is who really runs in our area, and it has a large yard that I'm assuming that Norfolk Southern and CSX brings freight cars in, they drop them off, and then the Fulton line takes those out into the industrial area and drops those off for loading and unloading and whatnot. So there are 3 engines that service the industrial line. They use it's run by Omnitracks right now. It used to be called the Fulton County Railroad, and I'm not sure if it was. I doubt it was related to Fulton County, which is the largest county in the state of Georgia, but it is in western Fulton County, western southern Fulton County. But I'm going to call it the Fulton line, but it's going to kind of be based on this whole industrial area. There's a few things that I like about this. Number one, I'm only going to model what the railroad touches. As Art Houston has said, we only model what pertains to the railroad, and that's really what I'm going to do, because this room is small, 9 feet by 11.5 feet, with a closet that will house a helix. It'll only be 24 degree radius, so that's going to be kind of tight. But I'm not planning on there's not really going to be an auto rack facility, or automotive transportation, not automotive transportation, car delivery in this area. Mainly it's going to be tank cars, hoppers, box cars, maybe some flat cars, and maybe some open hoppers. So we'll see. But the first level will be will house the yard, the Fulton yard. So we'll come out of staging on the lower level, go into the helix, make a couple of turns, come out on the lower level, come into the Fulton yard. We'll drop off some freight from CSX and Norfolk Southern, and then the 3 locomotives that work the industrial area. The 2 larger locomotives are GP38s-2s, and then they have a local switcher that is a SW 1500 or 1200, I forget. It was a Canadian Pacific. That'll be on the first level, and then we'll go back into the helix, go up maybe 3 or 4 turns, and come out on the main level, or the top level, excuse me, not the main level, but the top level, and that's where most of our larger industries will be. The reason for that is this is a small room, and the lower levels, this of course is going to be my workbench, and you can't see it because it's off camera, but about this high to me is the first level. I already have some brackets on the wall, so I'm trying to get this workbench underneath the lower level, and then the upper level will probably catch me about chin high, and it's going to be wider too. So the lower level is probably going to average around 16 inches or so, 12 inches on the, as much as I can get, and keep it to 12 inches. And then the higher up, we can come out a little farther. So we'll get into all that when I show kind of what the track plan looks like, or what my idea is. So, but yeah, I'm planning on, I've been buying some roundhouse kits. Some the locomotives that I have, the GP38s, are Athearn Blue Box. They're kind of the older Blue Box design. So I plan on detailing those out and coming up with a custom logo, custom paint scheme for the GP38s. And mainly most of the buildings are going to be scratch built. So I'm planning on just using shelf brackets with a 1x4 on the bracket, and then foam, 1-inch thick foam glued to that. Like I said, it's only a foot wide, so I don't see any point in a large expense on framework when there's not a whole lot of weight to support there. So the helix is going to be kind of a challenge. I never have dealt with a helix. I mean, I've watched a good number of videos on how to design them and what kind of characteristics they need to have as far as the grade, and obviously the larger around it is, then the grade's going to be a little bit smoother. But we'll figure all that out. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to probably put a video out once a week. It may be once a week, it may be once every 2 months, once a month. I'd like to have one out at least once a month. And some of them may just be, double time, just me up here working. And I don't know, I like to watch videos like that where people are just working, and you kind of pick up things that they do, see things that are going on that they may not show otherwise. So yeah, subscribe, and we'll do this together.